YouTube podcast world. What's good, family? You already know the name, man. Pays and Plays podcast here. We're gonna go ahead and give y'all week 11 of the NFL. Damn, we're already at week 11, 7 weeks away from week 18, bro. And then we got playoffs. So we're pretty much halfway through the season. Simple thing, man. Just make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Check out the YouTube shorts. You've been missing out on winners. The last 2 days, college basketball went 3-1. Gave y'all a couple college football plays throughout the last week and today. So check that out. Y'all starting to see how I roll, right? Last week we went 4-1 on Patreon, 5-1 overall. Remember, I went on here on YouTube short. I said Raiders to cover. I stuck my neck out for them and they almost blew it. Last time ever messing with the Raiders. I'm not proud of that one, looking back at it, but hey, it happens, man. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and we're doing reverse order. So we're gonna do it from Monday up to Thursday. So let's get right into it though. We got Monday Night Football. We got the Dallas Cowgirls versus the Las Vegas Frosters. Sorry, nah, the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders 3.5 point underdog. This game screams to me under. The total right now was 50 and a half. And I see it because of the Raiders. So I'm gonna go Cowboys to win and cover, but I like that total going under. This Raiders team is bro, this Raiders team, I don't know what to describe this team, bro. I mean, now don't get me wrong, this may be the week where Brock Bowers goes crazy. So if anything, I would maybe mess with a Brock Bowers anytime touchdown or yards because he did not get off last week, and that was simply because of Geno. This offense in general, if anything, I would lean towards the Raiders team total under. That's just my opinion overall thinking about it. You do think with the Cowboys getting Quentin Williams and them getting Wilson from the Bengals, you would think their defense is a little better, especially against the run game. And we know the Raiders are going to try to be a run first team, and then hopefully that opens up. So if Quentin Williams could get some pressure on these boys, I can see the Cowboys easily because I know the Cowboys are going to score. I don't think the Raiders are going to be able to stop that. So I will look into maybe some CD Lamb props, Pickens props, maybe a what about a maybe depending on what the props is, maybe look at Dak Prescott attempts, passing attempts. If it's somewhere around the like high 20s, like 27, 28, I would say go over. But knowing that they pass so much because of him, it may be somewhere in the mid 30s. So just keep an eye on that. Next game, we got Sunday Night Football. We got the Detroit Lions going to Philly to take on the Eagles. Eagles 1.5 point favorites. I'm going to go Philly to win and cover, but I like this total. Now, I said last week it will go over 45.5 with my night game. 46.5 because the Lions are going to be the dance partner to kind of do it. We know this team can get passed on. And listen, I like what the Lions did against the Commanders, but I mean, I gave y'all the team total over on that game. How many people took that? So just remember, I said it on here too. But this Lions team, I don't think they're going to be able to handle the run. And don't get me wrong, Saquon been a little stagnant here and there, but I don't know how they're going to be able to stop the fucking run. Okay, and this team can get scored on, and I know Philly almost blew that game. I don't know what Sirianni was thinking throwing that ball on fourth. I don't know what he was thinking, but. That's the only way that I think they'll lose this game is if he do what he did last night and he fucking lucky the Packers couldn't fucking kick a field goal. So I'm gonna go Philly to win and cover, but I do think you see points on both sides because the Lions are gonna let people score on you, and Philly could let you score on them if you can score. I just need to see the Lions if they can score somewhere around the 20s. That may motivate Philly to drop maybe 28 on them. So it was, I think, 48.5 when the first open. So the fact that it dropped down to 2 points, I do see value in over the 46.5. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Cleveland, take on the Browns. Browns 8.5 point underdogs. Now, this does make subpar make sense. You would take Browns to cover, Ravens to win. I have a feeling that this may be a public side, meaning that I might be taking the Browns. I feel like everyone may be all on the Ravens, and I'm not mad at what the Ravens have been able to do. I mean, Lamar Jackson has been phenomenal since they've been back. The defense kind of showed up against the Vikings, but divisional game, 8.5 is a lot of points. I can just imagine a lot of people taking Ravens, right? I can see it being on teasers, all of that stuff. This Browns team is back at home, so this defense will be good. I don't like Dylan Gabriel. I think that Jets game kind of showed it all to me. I don't like it, but I don't see this Browns team giving up two special teams touchdowns that they did last week. So Browns to cover, Ravens to win. This one is caution if you like the Ravens. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos, mile high. Broncos plus 3.5. Some books is three. I'm taking, if it's -3, I'm taking Chiefs to win and cover. 3.5, I'm a little stagnant on that. This Broncos team defensively is good. Offensively, I'm having questions. I'm having questions with Bo Nix. All because this Raiders game, bro, they were able, I mean, bro, come on, man. I just that's just kind of how I'm looking at it at this division game, bro. Bo Nix to me was just not he wasn't, I mean, he just wasn't himself. And this Chiefs D line can get to you. So if the Raiders got to you and gave you a little bit of a flux, Kansas City can, and Kansas City has a better offense than the Raiders. So that's also how I look at it. I mean, I don't know how you're going to slow down the Chiefs. The Chiefs are at least scores 20 some points. We know that. So that's really my point. I think the over under was at 46.5, if I'm not mistaken. I would lean over. Because I mean, if you see the Broncos being competitive, you know the Chiefs are gonna. Like I said, bro, Chiefs are gonna drop for sure at least 20 some points this game. So I'm going with Chiefs to win and cover. There's no neuroscience to it off rip. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Arizona, take on the Cardinals. Cardinals 2.5 point underdogs. This sounds crazy, but it kind of makes sense to me. Give me the Cardinals to win and cover. Bro, this team with the 49ers, bro, like the injuries are just so bad. The injuries on the defense are so terrible. And I know the Cardinals had an awful game last week, but like that shit's bound to happen when it's Arizona. I think you guys know that at this point. I just see the Cardinals win this game. It's tough playing at Arizona. We've seen it already with some of these games this year with the Cardinals at home. It's tough playing at Arizona. I just think they're better with Brissett, even with the bad loss they had. And the 49ers, it was kind of demoralizing that they lost the way they lost against the Rams. And I do think maybe I just don't see them being. I just don't know why they're a favorite at this point. Give me the Cardinals to win and cover. Next game, we got the St. Louis. Ooh, I said St. Louis. We got the Seattle Seahawks at the LA Rams. St. Louis Rams was the greatest show on turf, so shout out to them. Rams -3, some books -2.5. 2.5, I'll take Rams to win and cover. If it gets to 3.5, I might have to take Seattle just because of the hook. I mean, this game right here is going to show who's really about it. I think that's why I'm kind of stagnant on it. Seahawks do look impressive, but then you can sit there and argue who have they played against. The Rams, even with some L's, they play against some top tier competitive teams. They've been around. We saw how they blew out the 49ers after they lost to the 49ers the way they did. So McVay's a good coach. McDonald's a good coach. I see this game going back and forth. I do. Over unders at 48.5. I will lean over because I can see it being a 27. I can see it being a 27-24 game. I can see it being a 28-24 game. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. That's why I said if you like the 2.5, take the Rams. 3 to 3.5, I will lean towards the Seahawks. I know that doesn't make sense to some people, but sometimes that number, you rather have that hook if you're picking an underdog because you know if you lose by three, that 3.5, obviously you're good by it. Next game, we got the Houston Texans traveling to the Titans, Tennessee, the +7 on the Tennessee Titans. I would say Titans to cover, Texas to win. I don't even know if CJ Stroud's playing. As of now, he still hasn't been clear of concussion protocol. So I would lean Titans. I think they actually have been a little better under Mike McCoy, but I just don't see the Titans. I mean, the Texans scoring, bro. What they score? 26 unanswered points. I just, and by the way, if you listen to my teaser options, the Jags still cover if you took that. So I just. I just can't see with Davis Mills, bro. 26 unanswered points. I mean, fluke stuff happens in the league, but I just don't see it. If they do win, obviously I can see them relying on their defense, but I do think the Titans, had a bye week, had some time to think about some things. I can see him being competitive. I can see it being a kind of similar to that Chargers guy. I can see it being it could be a 24, maybe like a 24-20 game. Something like that, right? 24-17. You're kind of on the borderline because it was 7.5. So I can see it being that type of game, especially in the divisional game, by the way. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Buffalo, take on the Bills. Bills 5.5 point favorites. I'm gonna go with the Bills to win, Bucks to cover. It's not a lot of science, bro. Both teams came off disappointing L's. I can see it being close. All right, this Bills team don't have no offensive weapons outside of their backfield. We know that. The defense, I told you guys, they were getting banged up. And oh, by the way, against Miami, a couple more injuries on the injury report on defense. So both sides dealing with injuries. I'm going to lean towards the Bucks to cover for sure because if we know it's going to be a run heavy team with Josh Allen and James Cook, I know that front can kind of somewhat mess with them. I know they kind of let that game give away against themselves against the Patriots, but I mean, that happens. You know what I'm saying? The Patriots and Lions are only two teams that you can say they got ran on, that the Bucks got ran on. Other than that, a lot of teams have not been able to do it. I do think it goes to a field goal game, either or, but I do like the Bucks plus 5.5. If this goes up to 6.5, I think you know what side I'm picking. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers 5.5 point favorites. Give me the Steelers to win and cover. This Bengals team on defense is just complete garbage. And I know Aaron Rodgers looked real old Sunday night. I think as a Packer fan, this is the first time I really see him be really old. I mean, he tried to escape against what was that play when they got the safety? He tried to actually run, and like I didn't see no type of agility. Like I usually see Aaron Rodgers at least do one little move and try to. He couldn't even do it. It was I don't know. That was just a crazy game. That was a crazy game. Okay, but I think they win this game. This Bengals team, I don't know what the morale is. We know it's kind of crap at this point. I will lean team total over the Steelers because we know this team's going to be able to score on this Bengals team. Anybody can score on this Bengals defense. Let's just be kind of clear at this point. Next game, we got the LA Chargers going over to Duval to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars plus 2.5 point underdogs. I'm gonna go Chargers to win and cover. I know what you're about to say, right? West Coast team going to the East Coast, but I mean, you got Harbaugh, bro. Come on, bro. He knows how to work both. I always say when it comes to West Coast to East Coast, these are the coaches you want to have. You want to have Jim Harbaugh on your team. You want to have a Sean McVay, a Kyle Shanahan, and sometimes Pete Carroll, right? When they got a good team. Those two coaches, those are the four coaches, correction, from West Coast to East Coast that you can really rely on to be good coaching and make sure their team is going to be good. I would take 2.5. If you like Chargers, take 2.5 before it goes up to 3. This Jags team, where did the pass rush go? Like the last 2 weeks, there's no pass rush. I mean, you letting teams drop 30 burgers on you. Like the last 2 weeks is almost 70 points combined. I don't understand it when you have Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen Hines. I know this offensive line for the Chargers isn't the best, but I mean Herbert is being Herbert and Herbert is him. That is the thing you want with a quarterback like that. He elevated that team. I know it was a nasty win against Pittsburgh, but they got it won, and I did take that as one too. I didn't say it out loud, but I did take that as the best bet later on. But I'm going with the Chargers to win and cover. This is a borderline best bet for me. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers versus the New York Giants. Giants 7.5 point underdogs. Giants to cover, Packers to win. That's why I did it because they're chokes. I don't even know if Jackson Dart will be playing. So that's another thing to note. If Jackson Dart to play, I would honestly think the Giants can win the game outright, bro. But this Packers team, I don't know what's wrong with them. Defensively, I think they're straight. I think defense is no issue, bro. They didn't limit teams to under 20 points, but their offense is complete garbage. It's Matt LaFleur doing these play calls. Bro, you have offensive coordinators. Give them the coaching calls. Let them call the game because we seen him. He's all you saw him on camera try to switch up. Still didn't work, right? Still didn't work. So I think that's the approach. You need to just go ahead and get the play call and do these up, buddy. It's this because this guy now is costing his games with these play calls. Jordan Love is too. I don't understand why you didn't just take the sack and you try to throw. I don't know what the hell. He's literally like Brett Favre. Okay. The one thing I said about Brett Favre didn't think. He just, sling it and you take it for what it was. But this guy he overthinks too much, hangs on to the ball too much, and then does dumb stuff like that. That's something that you just cannot do when you're trying to win and you're trying to be considered one of the best teams in NFC. That's just my opinion. But this Giants defense is garbage. And if they don't at least score, I mean, the team total I'm looking at is 26 and a half. If they don't at least score 27 points, bro, that's on this team, that is very concerning. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings -3. Give me the Vikings to win and cover. What's the thought process? I think JJ McCarthy isn't bad, but this Bears secondary is complete garbage. And I just see JJ exposing this game even more. No pass rush other than Sweat. I wouldn't mind a JJ McCarthy anytime touchdown. I wouldn't mind JJ McCarthy over his rushing props. I could just see JJ having another great game like he did against them the first time around. But I do see points. I think it was around 47 and a half. So I could see points. I could see it being similar to how it was last time they played. I could see it being somewhere in the mid 50s. But this Vikings team, I think Flores is going to be blitzing the hell out of Caleb Williams. And don't get me wrong, the Bears can run good. Great running team. I do think they need to rely on the run more. And then that opens up the pass instead of trying to be pass, pass, pass. But we'll see, bro. This team almost did lose to the Giants. I didn't forget about that. Next game, we got the Commanders, Washington Commanders versus the Miami Dolphins. This is in Madrid, España. So this is in Spain. Dolphins 2.5 point favorites. I got Dolphins to win and cover. I should have took it when it was at -1.5. I didn't take it, so that's my fault for not taking it early. But I'm looking at the team total again. I went team total with the Lions last week against this team, right? And that was 29 and a half. This week we got 24 and a half for the Dolphins team total. I got going over. This Washington defense can't stop a soul. They can't, and I'm sure they're going to be able to score some points on Miami. I'm very sure, but I could see Dolphins dropping the 27 burger on their heads. You can't stop the run, so how are you going to stop Achane? Even Ollie Gordon. I don't see how you can handle that. You don't have a corner that can cover anybody. So even with Waddle being the main guy, I don't see how you can handle that. Malik Washington is the sneaky slot receiver. You can't even handle St. Brown in the slot. So I don't know how you're going to handle that. Tua's going to get this ball out quickly. The one thing I can say about Miami, Mike McDaniel is coaching these guys up. And I don't honestly, this is maybe a hard take. I can't see him getting fired if he continued keeping up how it is. I know they got rid of GM, but McDaniel is trying his hardest, and this team is playing for him. So I mean, I'm going to go with that. They're not firing him from the season. They're keeping him for the rest of the season. So I think if they at least go, what you can argue, this team could maybe go 8-9, 9-8. Look at the rest of the schedule. It's very possible. If they do that after what happened beginning of the year, you got to give Mike McDaniel another shot for another year. And lastly, we got Thursday night football. We got the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. Patriots 12.5 point favorites. I can't take this line, but I'm gonna say Patriots to win and cover. I'm not going back and forth like I did last week. I'm not even touching this game. I'll just be watching. I feel like the public will be all over the Patriots. And I get it, right? People look at the Jets. Well, they won 2 games in a row. Yeah, but you can't predict two special teams touchdowns on a punt return or kick return. That's the stuff you can prepare for it, but you can't guarantee it. That's pretty much what I'm saying. And this Patriots team has been rolling. Like I would be dumb to go against them. If anything, I would attack some of the props for the Patriots. Garrett Wilson's out for another 3 to 4 weeks. I kind of already figured they was rushing him. Now he re-injured himself, so you're relying on who? Donnie Mitchell that you got, and you got Brees Hall. You take those two away, and the Patriots have been very good on the run defense. So yeah, I'm going with the Patriots to win and cover. I wouldn't even tease this game, honestly. 12.5 was a lot. It was 10.5, if I'm not mistaken, Sunday night. So just give you my thoughts on that. And let's look at some teasers. I'll give you some teaser options that I do think is possible. Let's see. Let's see. Teaser. If you like the Packers to win outright, go ahead and take that on teaser. Six or 7 point teaser. Drop that down to like what, maybe 1.5 or 0.5, depending on the number you get. I would do that. I'm debating on wanting to tease up the Titans. I don't know if people want to do that with me, but I think Titans or Texans. I think if you want Texas to win, though, if you think they win, which I do think they do win, you can tease that down. You only got 1 point if you got a 6 point teaser. Let's see, Rams, Seahawks. Uh, I would do Cardinals plus 2.5. I would tease that up to 6 or 7. So you got either an 8.5 or a 9.5 point leverage. And you know what? I'm actually gonna do something different. I would tease down the 46.5 in the Lions and Eagles game. Yeah, I would tease that down. So it's either gonna be if you do 6 off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's gonna be either 40.5 you gotta worry about, or if you do 7, it's 39.5. So I gave y'all teaser options, man. This concludes week 11. And you know what? I want to do a real personal shout out. Shout out to that boy Smoke Man Joe. I've been watching this channel for a minute. I did not expect him to like shout out the page on YouTube. I didn't ask for him to do that. He did that. He did actually help me give me a few subs for that too. So shout out to you, homie. I do appreciate that. I appreciate anybody who shares the content, man, because this is legit. This is very transparent, bro. We don't bullshit. I tell it as it is. To the Patreon subscribers too, shout out to y'all, the few that I have, but we hope to gain that more. Come on, man. Best bets has been rolling. We're what 36 and like 16 now. Actually, I'm tripping, bro. We're more than that, bro. We're booming. Okay, we're cooking. Whatever sport you want, you can go check it out on the platform. We've been cooking up, man. Yeah, man. Go ahead, pass the word around, man. Like the content up, man. As always. Let's be safe out here. Let's get this money. All right.